So, you want to learn Korean. That's awesome, but it can feel like a massive, kind of confusing mountain to climb. The good news? You just need a map, and that's exactly what we're going to lay out for you today.
Have you ever looked at Korean writing and just felt that little mix of excitement and, total panic? Yeah, you're not alone. It looks like a huge challenge, but we're about to give you the trail guide to get you to the top. So, we've put together this explainer to cut through all that noise and confusion. This is it, your direct, no-nonsense path from knowing zero Korean to actually speaking it with some real confidence. Our roadmap is broken down into a few key stages. First up, we're going to lay a super solid foundation. Then we'll start putting together your very first sentences. After that, the fun part, bringing it all to life. And finally, we'll look at the long game, your path to real fluency.
Okay, first things first, the foundation. It's just like building a house, right? If you get this part wrong, everything you try to build on top of it is just gonna be wobbly. So we gotta get this right.
Your journey starts with two simple but totally non-negotiable steps. Before you even think about learning words like hello, you're going to learn the Korean alphabet, Hangul, and then you're going to get the pronunciation down.
And here is the absolute best part. This quote is not an exaggeration. Hangul was literally designed to be easy to learn. Seriously, a lot of people can get the basics of the entire system in just a few hours. So that fear you might have about learning a whole new alphabet, you can just let that go right now. So here is your first mission. In just 1 week, your goal is to learn the 14 consonants and 10 vowels. Your job is to get to the point where you can sound out any Korean word you see, even if you have no clue what it means. It is 100% doable. All right, so you can read. That's huge. Now it's time to start building. This next phase is all about turning those sounds and letters into actual, real sentences.
Okay, pay attention because this slide is maybe the single most important grammar rule you need to know. In English, we say, I eat rice. But in Korean, the verb always, always, always comes at the very end. So you'd say, I, rice, eat. It feels a little weird at first, but once this clicks, you've pretty much cracked a major part of the Korean grammar code. Next up, words. But don't try to memorize the entire dictionary, please don't. Start with the basics. Greetings, numbers, words for food, the important stuff. If you learn just 10 new words a day, you'll be making your own sentences in just a few weeks. It's that simple.
Okay, you've got the theory down. You can read, you know some words, you get the sentence structure. Now, let's have some fun. Let's bring this language to life.
The absolute #1 rule for activating your Korean is to listen. Every single day. At first, it might just sound like a wall of noise, and that's okay. You're training your brain to pick up the rhythm, the sounds, and the flow of how people actually speak.
And the best part is, this doesn't have to feel like homework. You can dive into K-dramas, put on some K-pop, find a Korean YouTuber you think is funny. Here's a little pro tip for you. Watch something once with subtitles so you know what's going on, and then watch it again without them. It's an amazing way to train your ear. All right, deep breath, because this next step can feel a little scary, but trust me, it is absolutely essential. You have to start speaking from day one. Don't wait until you feel ready. That day is never going to come. Your confidence comes from doing it, not from waiting to do it. And look, you don't need to buy a plane ticket to Seoul to do this. You can find a language partner online, you can hire a tutor for a few bucks, or you can just talk to yourself. No, seriously, just narrate what you're doing during the day in Korean. It feels a little weird, I know, but every single word you say out loud is progress. Okay, so you're building those daily habits. Awesome. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This is your path to fluency, and it's all about understanding what the long-term journey really looks like. So, the big question, right? How long is this all going to take? Well, this chart really shows you two different paths. If you're a casual learner, you might get to a conversational level in a year, maybe 2. But a serious learner, someone who practices every day, can get there in as little as 6 months. The speed is totally up to you. And here's what that serious 6-month plan could actually look like. Month 1, you absolutely nail the alphabet and the basic grammar. By months 2 and 3, you're having simple, real conversations. And by the 6-month mark, you're getting into intermediate grammar and you can hold a chat for 15 minutes. It's a challenge, for sure, but it's a completely achievable one.
If you only remember one thing, just one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Consistency is so much more powerful than intensity. 30 minutes of focus practice every day will always, always beat a 5-hour cram session once a week. That's the real secret.
So there you have it, the complete roadmap, from your very first letter to a full conversation. The path is clear, the journey starts right now. So my only question for you is, what's your first step? What are you going to do today to get started?